Hi, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Wizard101 for old folks. So, I absolutely had to come on, and I don't know if you're going to call it a rant. I try so very hard to be supportive of Wizard101. I love this game. I do. I love it. And I have 2 member accounts, and then I have my little free to play or crowns wizard that you see here. And so I always try to champion the free players or the crowns players because they don't tend to get as many benefits, of course, as the member players. And I understand this. I know that King's Isle has to make their money somehow, and they make most of their money through the members. And by being a member, you're paying every month, and therefore they're giving you bigger and better benefits. But when they started doing the Crowns events, I was very excited because I thought here was something that actually benefited the Crowns players. That doesn't happen very often, and it didn't leave out the members because the members also get to benefit from these Crowns events. And the first one that came through, I thought, well, okay, these are just rewards for if you're spending crowns anyway, and I defended it, and I thought it's a new concept. As the events go forward, they'll get better and better, and they'll understand more what it is that would benefit their players and how they would have a good time with it. And I have to tell you, the last 2, I thought, okay, this is not so bad. They're doing okay. But we've come upon a new Crowns event, the Glorious Morn Event, and I was excited about it. I had been saving a $20 Crowns card that I had bought for my wizard, and so I loaded it to my account, and I looked at this Crowns event, and it looked like it might be a lot of fun. And so then I came over here, and my first thought was, oh, YouTube is going to explode. I mean, this is not going to make very many people happy. And let me tell you why. Because let's go into this event. Now, I understand that the concept behind the Crowns events is not to make you want to spend crowns to obtain items, but to give you an extra reward if you're going to spend the crowns anyway. However, in my opinion, I think that King's Isle should be thinking, now what's going to help our crowns players? What would make them excited about having to spend those crowns? Certainly not a tropical garden gnome. Now, we all know that you can run over to Gollum Court and pick up a tropical garden gnome for 225 gold. You can find the tropical garden gnomes in the bazaar. They don't cost hardly anything. So to think that for spending my 300 crowns, I get a tropical garden gnome is a disappointment. We go up and we have Melinda's Green Thumb pack, we have Farley's Gardening pack, and a fish fountain. This is not such a bad tier, simply because of the Farley's Gardening pack. You can, of course, buy these in the crown shop a lot cheaper than 3,500 crowns. But if you were going to spend those crowns anyway, to get a free pack to go along with it, that's a lot of fun. Now, the Melinda's Green Thumb pack, it does have a lot of good treasure cards if you're a gardener, but you can get those packs for free simply by going over to Free KI Games and playing Grub Guardian or some of those other games for rewards. The fish fountain, it's dropped by some of the plants you garden. You could buy it at the bazaar, no big deal. The ball of blue yarn is dropped by plants, and you can buy it at the bazaar. The gardening benefit for an hour, that's a good benefit. If you're just getting into gardening, it's a fabulous benefit to have. You'll get double your snacks, you get double your seeds back. It's wonderful to help build up your gardens. Do I think it's worth 9,000 crowns being spent? No. But if you're buying packs, if you're buying the zones anyway, I can see getting up to 9,000 crowns without too much effort. That's where it stops with me being even a little bit lenient with these gifts. I appreciate the idea that we're getting gifts. And Farley's Gardening Pack is a great gift for Crowns players because we don't, spend the extra crowns for packs very often. And the gardening benefit for 1 hour is great. And I appreciate that. But let's get up here and actually look at some of these other tiers. Now, if you want to spend 25,000 crowns, that's a lot of crowns. Remember, the $20 cards only give you 10,000 crowns. So you're talking about $45. You're spending $45 here. You're going to get this new slippers of the Glorious Morn. I don't know what's in those slippers that make them so spectacular, but I know that the Star Chalice and the Small Normal Planter are just normal things you can find without much effort at all. Then if you get up and you spend 65,000 crowns, 65,000 crowns, they're going to give you a statue that you can get gardening and a planter that you can get at the bazaar. And then this benefit, a gardening benefit for 3 hours. This is where I start getting a little bit upset with King's Isle. They need to think about their players. It does not take 3 hours to do anything to your gardens. I even made a video about gardening, and it didn't take me 3 hours to make the video about the gardening. If they want to give us 3 hours worth of a gardening benefit, what they need to do is give us 3 1-hour gardening benefits. If I'm spending 65,000 crowns and you're giving me a gift, that 3-hour gardening benefit is basically the same thing as a 1-hour benefit, because after you've taken care of your garden, whether you're harvesting every plant you own or whatever, you're done. That's it. You have to wait for those plants to grow now. So the other 2 hours are just wasted. Essentially, it's the same thing as getting the 1-hour gardening benefit for 9,000 crowns. So this doesn't work at all. I don't know what they were thinking with this. It's very strange. And then let's say you're very rich. You spend an awful lot of crowns getting from place to place or doing whatever you're doing in the game. Now they're going to give us a 5-hour gardening benefit. Well, my goodness, how many gardens do you have? How many did I do in that video? 1, 2, 3 full gardens in less than an hour. I certainly don't need 5 hours to do a gardening benefit. Once again, if you're thinking of your players, you would do 5 1-hour gardening benefits. So they don't have their heads in the game on these gifts for some reason, and the amounts are still atrocious. I know the very first benefit that we got, the top tier, was 550,000 crowns, and everybody went nuts over it. That's like $700. So they did consider that. They did hear the uproar of the internet. They did feel the wrath of the players over this benefit, because they did cut it in half. Now they're saying, okay, we'll take it down. We'll give you another version of that permanent scooter for only 225,000 crowns. If you're buying the $20 cards, we're talking $450 here. Kings Isle needs to remember that they are supposed to be a family-friendly game. That's why so many people play this game. I don't care whether you're an old player, whether you're a new player, whether you're a teenager, a kid, if it's the grandparents playing with their grandkids, if it's parents playing with their kids, if it's just a group of friends, these people, well, all people right now, on the average, are not going to spend $450 to get a Spirit of the Forest pet, a seed vault, and a permanent scooter, and of course not this power orb. That's just, oh my gosh, I'm so disappointed right now. They do really need to think about their players. You know, most of the players in Wizard are kids. And then there's quite a few of us old folks hanging around to help the kids out and help teach them different tips and tricks on how to play the game. And we enjoy it as well. And we meet other people here, and we have an income. But I'm not going to spend $450 in crowns over one weekend. I'm just not. This is a game that I go to help me relax and help me just kind of get away from the world for a while. And I love this game. Don't get me wrong. Just like I said in the beginning, I love this game. That's not it at all. I just think that maybe they missed the mark a little bit on this, and I hate to think it, but players are going to get upset when they see this, and they may lose quite a few players over it. And I hate to think that, but they really do. They really do need to think about the players. This is just sad. It's sad. Anyway, so I came on to do a bit of a rant. Not necessarily that I am mad at Kings Isle. I just think maybe they're not thinking right. If you're going to want players to spend 225,000 crowns, that's fine. But you need to make it attainable for everybody. You know, that's what you're working on this new decathlon event for. It's so that rewards are attainable by everybody, no matter who you are or what level you're playing. So now they need to think about making their crowns reward events attainable to everybody. So maybe they could make like an account where you could accrue over time and build up to getting some really great rewards like the permanent scooter over time. It may take you 6 months. It may take you a year. It may take you 5 years to build up to 225,000 crowns. But if they had a counter that kept up with that, so that eventually get to the marker to earn this. As it stands, what they're doing is they're building up these kids to want to get things, but they're making it unattainable for them. There's no way that their average player could come up with 225,000 crowns in 5 days' time. There's just no way that the average player could do that. So I'll stop ranting because I know I'm ranting. I just wanted to jump on and say we might want to watch the internet for a little while because I think maybe, just maybe, YouTube is going to explode over this. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you leave your opinions down below and let me know how you feel about this new event and the way that the Crowns events are going. I do understand, I have to say it again, I do understand that these are not supposed to be things we're trying to buy. These are supposed to be just extra gifts that we get along the way. I just think they should make them more attainable for everyone. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.